The Galactic Council, a powerful alliance of alien civilizations, gathered in a grand, shining hall aboard their main spaceship. Bright lights glowed across the room, casting shadows on the faces of various alien leaders, each with their own unique appearance. Some had scales, others feathers, and a few even had tentacles that moved with every slight motion. They were discussing Earth, a planet they had watched closely for years, but with little respect. For these advanced beings, Earth seemed simple. Humans, though growing in technology, still relied on fuel-powered machines, often fought among themselves, and had a history filled with mistakes and wars. To the Council, humanity appeared chaotic and, frankly, weak. "Why do we even bother watching them?" grumbled Draxon, a large armored alien with sharp, dark eyes. He had always thought humans were a waste of the Council's resources. They can barely travel to their own moon, let alone pose any threat to the galaxy. Around him, other council members nodded in agreement, whispering and chuckling about Earth's primitive ways. They had been observing humans for centuries, hoping that one day humans might develop and evolve into a worthy civilization, but the council had grown tired of waiting. "They are stuck in their small wars and silly politics," added Zarna, a tall, graceful alien with blue, glimmering skin. She waved her hand as if to brush away the thought of Earth. They would never survive beyond their own solar system, and they lacked the intelligence to even try. "Let's turn our resources to more important matters." The leader of the council, an elder alien named Rylos, with wise, glowing eyes, nodded thoughtfully. Rylos was respected by all for his fair judgment and knowledge of civilizations across the galaxy. He had once believed that Earth might have potential, that humans might surprise them someday. But now, seeing the impatience in the eyes of his fellow council members, he began to doubt it. "Very well," Rylos said, raising a hand to quiet the room. "It seems the council has reached a decision. We will remove our surveillance from Earth. Humanity is not ready for our alliance, and they show no signs of becoming a threat to us. Let them develop on their own, and we will direct our attention elsewhere." The council members, pleased with the decision, started murmuring among themselves, some even chuckling. It was almost funny to them, the idea that they had spent so much time watching over a planet so weak and small. They saw Earth as a planet stuck in the past, a place that would remain isolated forever. Outside the council chamber, fleets of alien ships were stationed, each one designed for advanced travel, defense, and exploration. These ships had been gathering data on Earth's progress, observing human technology, culture, and daily life. But now, with the council's decision, these ships received orders to pull back, leaving Earth's orbit one by one, disappearing into the vast darkness of space. As the ships left, a silent message was sent to Earth. Humans would never receive it, for their technology was too primitive to detect it, but the message was clear to those who could understand. The Galactic Council no longer sees Earth as important. Humanity is left to its own fate. The council members, feeling both relief and pride at their decision, didn't think twice about the humans they had abandoned. To them, Earth was just one small, backward world in a galaxy filled with more advanced planets. The council believed they were moving on to bigger matters, to places and civilizations that truly mattered. But unknown to them, humans were not as weak as they seemed. Beneath the surface of Earth's bustling cities and quiet countrysides, there were minds at work. People who had glimpsed hints of alien presence and were already preparing in secret. The Council had underestimated humanity's resilience and hidden strength. By leaving Earth behind, they had set a chain of events in motion, events that would soon surprise every member of the Council and shake their confidence in their decision. For now, however, the Council felt secure, proud, and content. They believed that leaving Earth was the right choice, unaware that humanity's story was far from over, and would soon become much more than they had ever expected. Months passed since the Galactic Council left Earth, dismissing humanity as weak and unimportant. But on Earth, things were far from quiet. Beneath the everyday hustle of cities and towns, a secret project was underway, one that very few knew about. Humanity had decided to prepare just in case those alien ships ever returned. Dr. Elaine Carter, a brilliant scientist, was one of the leaders of this project. For years, she had suspected there was life beyond Earth. So, when reports of strange activity in Earth's orbit appeared, she wasn't surprised. She had kept these findings hidden, shared only with a select group of scientists, engineers, and military leaders. Together, they launched Project Aegis, a top-secret plan to strengthen Earth's defenses and learn more about the advanced technology the Council used. In a heavily guarded underground facility, Dr. Carter stood in front of a room filled with the best minds on Earth. Engineers, physicists, programmers, and military strategists, all handpicked for their skills and loyalty, sat around, waiting to hear the latest progress. "We've made important discoveries," Dr. Carter began, her voice steady and full of determination. "The Galactic Council may have left us alone for now, but we know they're out there, and we're not going to be caught unprepared if they return." The room was silent, all eyes on Dr. Carter. She continued, "Our top goal is to replicate and improve upon the alien technology we've observed. We've analyzed strange energy patterns left by their ships and believe we can develop shields strong enough to withstand even their weapons. This could make Earth safer than ever." At that moment, a young engineer named Leo raised his hand. "Dr. Carter, what about offensive capabilities? If we're really going to defend ourselves, we can't rely on shields alone." Dr. Carter nodded. "Good point, Leo. We're also working on new weapons. Laser technology, plasma cannons, and energy-based missiles that can reach targets in space. We don't know exactly what the Council's weapons are, but we're making sure we have enough firepower to face them if necessary." In another part of the facility, deep underground, prototypes of these weapons were already being tested. Scientists in lab coats and military experts worked side by side, running simulations and analyzing every detail. They knew the stakes were high. Earth had one chance to get this right, or else humanity could be at the mercy of beings who saw them as insignificant. Back in the conference room, Dr. Carter addressed the room once more. "We also have teams working on advanced spacecraft. If they can travel the stars, we need to be able to as well. The goal isn't just defense. We want the capability to explore and, if needed, to strike back." The group nodded in agreement. What started as a defensive plan was growing into something much bigger. Humanity wasn't just preparing to defend Earth. They were laying the foundation for a future where they could stand as equals to any alien race. Weeks turned into months, and progress came faster than anyone had expected. Earth's best scientists and engineers were determined, working day and night. Factories quietly manufactured parts, creating the components for powerful ships, shields, and weapons. They kept everything hidden from the public, not wanting to cause panic, but everyone involved knew how vital their work was. Then, one evening, Dr. Carter gathered the core team for an announcement. "Today marks a new step forward. Our first prototype starship is ready for testing. We're calling it the Vanguard," she said, her eyes gleaming with pride. "This ship has defenses, weapons, and engines that we believe rival the technology of the Galactic Council. We're going to see just how far humanity can go." Cheers erupted in the room. The team felt a renewed sense of hope and power. They were no longer helpless or isolated. With Project Aegis, humanity was creating a future where they could defend themselves and maybe even explore the stars. As they celebrated, none of them knew how soon they would need this new strength. The Council thought Earth was weak, but they had no idea about the fire and resilience hidden within humanity. And when the Council finally returned, they would face a planet that was more prepared than they could ever imagine. It had been nearly a year since the Galactic Council left Earth, convinced humanity was weak and insignificant. But curiosity lingered among a few Council members. What if Earth had more potential than they thought? A small Council ship, the Xantra, was dispatched to check on the humans from a distance. It was a quick mission, meant to confirm that humans were still as primitive as ever. As the Xantra approached Earth's solar system, Captain Vyrick and his crew prepared for what they thought would be a simple task. Vyrick, a tall alien with sharp features and deep green skin, leaned back in his chair, relaxed. He had never been impressed by humans and expected to find Earth unchanged. "Prepare the scanners," Vyrick ordered, barely glancing at his crew. "Let's confirm that nothing has changed, and then we'll report back to the Council." His crew activated the scanners, looking for the usual readings: basic satellites, small spacecrafts, and fuel-powered machinery. But instead of these familiar signals, their scanners picked up something strange. "Captain, I'm detecting an energy signature we didn't see before," said Misa, the young navigator, her voice filled with confusion. It's strong. And it's coming from multiple sources around Earth. Virek's relaxed expression quickly faded. Multiple sources? Show me. The screen in front of them displayed several large objects orbiting Earth. They weren't the small satellites they were used to seeing. These were massive structures, clearly spacecraft, and they emitted a powerful energy shield, the likes of which the Council had only seen on their own advanced ships. Those are not human satellites, Virek muttered, eyes narrowing. What is going on here? As the Zantra drew closer, they got a clearer view of these mysterious ships. To the crew's shock, the vessels were equipped with advanced weaponry. The alien crew couldn't believe their eyes. Earth's primitive people had somehow built warships, each equipped with shields, plasma cannons, and defensive systems. These ships were clearly ready for battle. "Captain, they're scanning us," Misa said, her voice now filled with panic. "Their systems are more advanced than anything we saw before. It's like they've learned from us." Virek gritted his teeth. "Hold position. Do not engage. We need to understand how they achieved this." But the humans had already noticed them. Within seconds, 3 Earth ships surrounded the Zantra, their weapons aimed directly at the Council vessel. On board one of these ships, the Vanguard, Captain Jonathan Reyes watched the Council's ship closely. He had spent years preparing for this moment and knew exactly what the Council would think, that Earth was still weak. "This is Captain Reyes of the Vanguard," he announced over the communication channel. His voice was calm, steady. "You are entering protected space. State your purpose or prepare to be escorted out." Virek stared at the screen in shock. A human was speaking to him as if they were equals. Virek, a proud member of the Galactic Council, was being ordered by a species the Council had abandoned. We were simply observing," Virek replied, trying to regain his composure. "We did not intend any harm." Captain Reyes held his gaze steady on the Council ship. "Then you'll understand that Earth is no longer alone. We have prepared for any threats. You may tell the Council that humanity is ready to defend itself." The crew of the Zantra was silent, stunned by what they were witnessing. Humanity had gone from primitive to powerful in a single year. It was impossible, unthinkable, and yet here they were, facing Earth ships with technology that rivaled their own. With nothing more to say, Captain Virek ordered a retreat. As the Zantra turned back toward the Council's territory, Virek felt a chill run through him. Earth was no longer the helpless planet they had dismissed. Humanity had evolved faster than anyone could have imagined, and now they stood ready. Back on Earth, Captain Reyes and his crew watched as the Council ship vanished into the depths of space. They knew this was only the beginning. The Galactic Council now understood Earth would no longer be ignored. Humanity was prepared, and soon the galaxy would know it. Back at the Galactic Council headquarters, panic spread among the members. The news of Earth's sudden advancements had shocked them all. Captain Virek hurried into the Council chamber, where leaders from different alien races awaited his report. They looked worried, and the air was tense. "Virek, what happened?" asked Zalara, a tall, blue-skinned being with large, expressive eyes. "We sent you to confirm their weakness." Virek took a deep breath, preparing to deliver the news that would change everything. "We were wrong about Earth. The humans have built powerful ships and weapons. They have advanced technology that rivals our own." Gasps echoed in the chamber. The Council members exchanged worried glances. They had underestimated humanity, believing they were a weak species. Now they faced a reality that could lead to war. "We must act quickly," Virek continued. "We should propose peace talks. We can't risk provoking them further." The Council's leader, a stern-looking alien named Garen, nodded slowly. "You are right. We need to show them that we want to understand their advancements, not fight them. If they have become strong, we must find a way to coexist." As the Council members discussed their next steps, a plan began to form. They decided to send a delegation to Earth for peace negotiations. They hoped to show humanity that they were willing to cooperate and learn from each other. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Captain Reyes and his crew prepared for what might come next. After the encounter with the Council ship, they were on high alert. They knew that the Council might return, but they didn't know how the aliens would react. Days later, a message arrived from the Galactic Council. Reyes gathered his crew in the command center of the Vanguard to discuss the situation. "Listen up, everyone," Reyes said, his voice firm. "The Council has requested peace talks. They want to understand our advancements and discuss our future. Should we trust them? Leo, the young engineer, asked, skepticism clear in his voice. They thought we were weak before. What's to stop them from attacking us now? Reyes nodded, understanding the concern. I get it, but this could be our chance. If we can show them our strength and convince them that we're not a threat, we might create an alliance. It could change everything for us. The crew looked around at each other, weighing their options. Finally, Dr. Carter spoke up. I agree with Captain Reyes. We need to show them that we are more than what they think. If we can turn this into a partnership, it could be beneficial for both sides. After some discussion, the crew decided to accept the Council's offer. They wanted to make a good impression and ensure that Earth was seen as a force to be reckoned with, not just a target. Reyes sent a message back to the Council accepting their invitation. Weeks later, the day of the negotiations arrived. The crew of the Vanguard prepared to meet the Council's delegation. As they stepped off their ship, Reyes felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. This was a moment that could define humanity's future. The Council's delegation was made up of representatives from various alien races, all gathered in a grand hall on a neutral space station. As Reyes and his crew entered, they were met with a diverse group of aliens, each with unique features and colors. Some were tall and slender, while others were short and wide. Welcome, humans, Garen said, stepping forward. We are here to discuss our future together. Reyes nodded, keeping his expression steady. We want peace and cooperation. We've worked hard to develop our technology, and we believe we can learn from each other. The Council members listened intently as Reyes explained Earth's advancements and their motivations for preparing for potential threats. There was tension in the room, but slowly, understanding began to take root. The two sides shared stories of their cultures and histories, finding common ground in their experiences. As the discussions continued, both humans and aliens started to see a new path ahead. This was not just about defense, it was about collaboration. Perhaps they could learn from one another and build a future where both species thrived. Little did they know that forces beyond their control were watching closely, waiting for the right moment to disrupt their peace. The negotiations between humanity and the Galactic Council were in full swing. After days of discussions, both sides began to understand each other better. Captain Reyes felt hopeful. They had moved beyond fear and mistrust. Instead, they were building a partnership based on respect. In the grand hall of the space station, Reyes stood at the center, flanked by his crew. Council members from various races listened intently. Garen, the council leader, spoke first. Humans, you have shown us that you are not the weak species we once believed. Your advancements in technology are impressive. We want to form an alliance. Reyes felt a wave of relief wash over him. We are ready for this alliance, but we must set some terms. Earth must be treated with respect, and we will not be bullied. The council members nodded, understanding the weight of his words. They realized that this partnership had to be built on trust, not dominance. Reyes continued, we want to share knowledge and resources, but Earth will not be a pawn in any political game. Zalara, one of the council members, stepped forward. We agree to your terms. We recognize your strength and want to work together to face challenges in the galaxy. But we also need to share our technology to help your people grow. The atmosphere in the room shifted. What started as a meeting of caution had turned into one of mutual respect. Both sides realized they could benefit from each other. Captain Reyes smiled, seeing his crew relaxed for the first time since the council's arrival. They had come so far from the days of distrust. Let's start with a project, Reyes suggested. We can work together on improving Earth's defenses while learning from each other's cultures. Our scientists and engineers can collaborate on technology that benefits both parties. The council members exchanged glances. They were intrigued by this idea. Garen nodded. That is a wise plan. We can create a joint team to research and develop new technology that will protect both our worlds. As the discussions continued, both humans and aliens began to feel excitement. They realized this alliance could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Together, they could face any threat that arose, no matter how big or small. Outside the space station, news of the alliance spread like wildfire. On Earth, people reacted with a mix of joy and disbelief. Many had feared an alien invasion, but now they saw hope. Captain Reyes's speech made headlines across the planet. People celebrated, believing their future was bright. Back in the space station, the final details were being set. Reyes and Garen shook hands, sealing the alliance. Together we will face the unknown, Reyes declared, feeling a rush of pride. Earth stands ready. But just as they were about to celebrate, an alarm blared through the station. The lights flickered, and panic swept the room. Security teams rushed to the control center. "What is happening?" Garen demanded. "Scanners show an unidentified ship entering the system," a security officer reported. "It's big and heavily armed." Reyes's heart raced. Could it be the Council's enemies? He asked, concerned. The Council had many rivals in the galaxy, and a threat could endanger their fragile alliance. "Prepare for battle!" Garen shouted, urgency in his voice. "We cannot let them attack. We just formed an alliance!" As the crew scrambled, Reyes felt a mixture of fear and determination. They had just begun to trust the Council, and now they faced a new threat. "We must work together!" Reyes shouted. "Humans and aliens, we fight as one!" In a matter of moments, the newly formed alliance was put to the test. As alarms blared and chaos erupted, Reyes and Garen coordinated their forces. The humans rushed to their ships while the Council prepared theirs. They had no idea who was attacking, but they knew they had to protect their new alliance. The future of both Earth and the Galactic Council rested on their ability to work together. Would they be able to defend against this threat? Only time would tell. But one thing was clear. Humanity and the Galactic Council were now allies, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.